Really?
What's that?
Really? We're
What?
been a hard week?
Well, I just thought I wanted to get ready, get the whole James Bond feel, you know? So my wife raided the liquor cabinet. And funny thing, it tastes like water. So that's what's really strange about it. So it's real smooth.
It tastes like water with olives in it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I guess that's what James Bond, he drinks. Always seems like, shaken, not stirred. And my wife said that she shook it all right. And so anyway, where's your tuxedo? I mean,
this is as tuxy as I get right now.
That's fine. That's fine.
I used to own a tux.
You did?
I owned it. Hey, Terrence.
Hey,
Are you sharing?
That's right. I'm the most interesting man in the world. Actually, the most uninteresting man in the world, because I have water and an olive in here. So anyway, we got a big show tonight, so I think we probably need to kick it off.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's the Something About Something show with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
And my fellow W07, whatever, Ricky Pope. That water is hard. Hard to getting tipsy over the water. Woo. All right, James, let's take this thing off here.
In a tumbler.
I tell you. Well, I'm drinking
just
more.
Straight out of the shaker.
Anymore, I'm going to tumble myself. Okay, here we go. All right, good times. Good times. So, you were telling me about cutting. Yeah, I know.
Lies.
All lies. So, you were telling me you were going to cut some ties, I hear.
Yeah, what was it? It was over this. Was it over the summer or was it the spring?
Look like Oh, that's well, Todd's in the house, so there we go.
Leave it up to Todd to just
Todd
throw
is
us
in the house.
Completely off topic.
I totally don't remember what I asked you. So
okay, so I don't remember. It was probably back in the spring. We talked about me possibly cutting the cable cord, and not having cable TV anymore. And we did a whole show specifically about streaming services.
That's right, the Stream Wars.
And I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Okay.
I looked at everything, and I kept looking at everything. Well, I finally took a closer look at my cable bill.
That's scary.
And I still have my I still have home phone through the cable company as well. Streaming is better. I'm leaning that way, Terrence. But my wife has to approve it.
Yeah.
She's the one who watches the most live TV, so that's what we got to figure out. But I kept thinking, well, I get the bundle discount, and I'm looking at the prices,
I know.
and I think, well, it's not that much different until I realized I looked at the itemized bill.
Yes.
And I realized how much equipment I pay for every month.
Yeah, exactly.
And all the taxes and fees
that
I pay
fees,
every
my friend.
month.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
That's not
I could on a show about James Bond. Can't pull the trigger. Yeah, kind of. Nice.
Oh, that was so good.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Todd will be here all week.
That's right.
So we're testing it right now.
Yeah.
We're testing it. We are testing YouTube TV Live right now. And it's working really good. It's got all of our local channels. There's only one channel we watch that it doesn't have.
What's that?
Ion.
Ion.
Nobody has Ion.
I think you can probably get it on bunny ears because
you can.
I think you can get it through analog. Not analog, but yeah.
Yeah. You can get it over the air if you have an antenna.
Okay.
But it's the only channel that nobody has streaming. It's really weird.
It is true.
But Pluto. I've looked at Pluto. It doesn't have all the channels she wants.
Did you hear about Pluto? That's pretty messed up.
What about Pluto?
It's not a planet.
Oh yeah, there's that.
It's pretty messed up. That's a Psych line. Anybody who watches Psych, they'll know that line.
Yeah.
It's a pickup line that Gus used on Psych. So anyway,
Oh yeah. We've only used it for a couple of days. I'm sold on YouTube TV Live. We are going to test one other product. We're going to test AT&T Live Now, because they're the only two services that have all the channels that we want.
Okay.
So once we test both of those, we're going to make our decision, and we're going to cut the cable, and we're going to go with one of them. And we're using a Roku, and the Roku is kind of cool.
Yeah. There you go, man. That's all you need. We haven't watched live television except for weather for I don't know how many years. And
see, my wife watches tons of live TV, so that's the main reason we're going to go ahead and pay for one of the live services. But I bet it's going to save us over $100 a month.
That's a big deal.
Yep.
Speaking of saving, no, I don't know. I had no segue there. Speaking of saving, so anyway, we have a lot of Bond tonight. Apparently,
we're going to be bonding.
Yeah, Ricky was upset because I didn't have enough images, so I need to upload some more during the show.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
If you uploaded any more, I was going to break you.
Yes. So anyway, I guess we should probably get into some stupid news. What do you think about that?
Let's do it.
Let's just do that.
It's the Stupid News with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
You are fake news. You are fake news.
No, I'm not. So anyway, we are stupid news. That's right, Terrence. Ricky, you've probably heard some of this, and if you haven't heard the news, well, let's start it off right.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Carol Baskin is back.
This is our Tiger King update.
That's right. We need to have like a theme for that.
We should. We do so much.
Yeah.
We should actually.
We should have it. Exactly. Yeah. We'll have one for Todd too, the Florida Man update.
There you go.
So apparently on Good Morning America, they announce that Carol Baskin is going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
I
can't
believe it.
That's right. And the funny thing about it, they actually on Good Morning America, apparently, let me see here, she was dancing. They were showing a photo of her dancing in a flower crown with the stuffed tiger.
Oh.
Oh, you're going to do that? Go ahead.
I can
That's
do it
fine.
if you want me to.
No, you do it. That's fine with me. And so, yes. So apparently she was, well, anyway, I'll get into the rest of it here. Yeah, that's pretty disturbing. So anyway, Carol joins a cast that includes cheer coach Monica Aldemia, Disney star Sky Jackson, rapper Nelly, Backstreet Boys A.G. McLean, and The Bachelor's Caitlin Bristow. Apparently, the Twitter was in a frenzy over all of this. Some people at the show might be a good opportunity to finally solve the case, while others
I'm just saying, if some of the stars mysteriously disappear,
oh, I know,
it's gonna be Carol.
Oh yes, it's gonna be Carol. Yes,
I saw a tiger. Yes, Corey. Hey, Corey, welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome, Corey. Mr. Corey, thank you for joining. Yeah,
Judges
and so
better choose wisely.
Exactly.
This
and
is
others
mass murder waiting to happen.
I know. Well, I mean, Joe's still incarcerated, so but I'm going to show him some love here in a minute because we don't want to give uneven publicity to one and not the other. But apparently, also in the Twitterverse, some people are kind of upset that she's doing it, while others just think it's weird having these weird celebrities all together, Carol Baskin and Nellie together on stage. So that's kind of interesting there. So I'm not for sure how that's going to work out, but
I don't either. It's so bizarre.
It is so bizarre.
The minute I saw it, I messaged you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But anyway, let's give it up for our good friend, Mr. Joe Exotic. We're going to go over. Oh, that's the wrong one.
That's Mike Exotic.
Yeah, that's not the right one. There we go, the other one. So anyhow,
hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
That's right. And so,
if you fought for that, ladies and gentlemen, you're worse than a bunch of nuts in a squirrel tree.
That's right, Joe. Thank you very much. So basically, Joe Exotic, he, apparently there's a new clothing market, that basically Joe Exotic panties. Yes, that's right. Despite sitting behind bars, controversial former Tiger King star Joe Exotic is getting close to his fans in another way, by releasing a cheeky line of leopard print underwear for men and women with this face emblazed on the crotch.
So wrong. So wrong.
Quote unquote, I can't wait for the next collection to drop, tweeted streetwear designer. And this is actually the designer, Oh Dangerous. Yes, I said it correctly. Oh Dangerous. Oh snap. That's why he sells everything from hoodies to face masks.
Wait. Oh Dangerous.
Yes. Oh Dangerous. Yes.
I saw this earlier,
and
I was trying to figure out how to pronounce it, and I
had to repeat. Todd can't seen that. No, you can't. Todd, sleep well tonight with that vision in your mind. Yeah. So apparently, he can't wait for the new collection to drop. He also sells everything from hoodies to face masks, bearing Tiger King's imagery as part of the Revenge line of clothing. That's the Revenge line of clothing. That's right. Apparently, it's dubbed the Financially Recover Cheetah Boxer Briefs. Say that 5 times. The super soft peachskin boxers are made from 100% cotton to keep your unmentionable fashionable, stylish, and secure.
Oh.
Not only that, now this is also a plus. Not only that,
is this a thing?
But they're lined with bamboo, rayon, and spandex, and a classic no-fly boxer brief cut. This allows for both support and comfort, Ricky. I know you've been concerned about that. Oh, Dangerous also
like my support and comfort.
Yes, you do. Oh, Dangerous also offers a skimpier female version of the on-the-fly design, which touts as artwork, printed cheeky briefs unders, both comfy and flattering, as you can tell. Naturally, some might shun the idea of a convicted killer on their crotch. However, some launched. Look at this. However, the soft launch of the Revenge collection in May reportedly sold out within the hour, garnering more than $20,000 online. $20,000 online.
So wrong. There's so much wrong with this.
Yeah, these briefly briefs cost $24 for men, $21 for women, and are slated to go on sale again September the 7th on a 2-year anniversary of Exotic's arrest. Along with the hawking exotic couture, Oh Dangerous also is campaigning to help pardon the flamboyant fashionista who is currently serving 22-year sentence in prison for hiring a hitman to kill rival Carol Baskin, which we all know about that. Yeah. And also, he is also part of the Help Free Joe petition after President Donald Trump said in April that he might be willing to review the case.
I don't know that that's exactly the words he used.
I
heard that.
Yeah, I know.
I actually watched that. I'm not sure that's what he said. I think he said, "What did he do? Sure, I'll look at it."
I'll look at it.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Sure, I'll look at it. Which basically means I have no interest in looking at this.
Or I have no idea who you're talking about, more likely.
He didn't. He had no clue.
Yeah, I think he had no clue.
He had no clue. Although
right.
I hear Joe Exotic did write a lengthy letter. What does your cup say?
Oh, it's Troy and Abed in the morning. If you like Community, you know what that is.
Okay. So yeah, I did hear that Joe Exotic wrote a lengthy letter to Trump formally requesting a pardon.
Did he send any of his crotch panties or any of his,
I don't know, and I'm not sure if that would help or not.
Here, kitty, kitty. I wish I had some of that music. I shouldn't have that music. I'll have that program on the soundboard next time. So, thank you, Terrence. Yes, I love my mug. I love my mug.
What else we got in?
Well, I guess something else is, this is kind of James Bondish here, I'm kind of interesting. Apparently, airline pilots have reported seeing a guy in a jetpack flying 3,000 feet above the air.
Ooh.
I'm a rocket man.
No, Shatner, we're not talking about you.
Rocket man. Burning up
Come on now.
out here alone.
Okay, so
Oh, no.
can we...
I'm a rocket man.
Okay, Shatner, that's enough. So anyway, back to the story. The FBI is investigating the following sighting from two pilots on separate flights near Los Angeles International Airport. Several U.S. media outlets obtained a recording of communication between the pilots and the air traffic control, which revealed details of the incident. In a recording, one pilot says, "We just passed a guy in a jetpack." The controller responds, "Okay, were they off to your left or to your right?" The pilot says, "Off to the left, maybe 300 yards or about the same altitude as us." The controller, then there was another jet. A few seconds later, another pilot tells Tower, "We just saw a guy pass us with a jetpack." The controller urged the pilot of the JetBlue flight to use caution, and adding, the person in the jetpack reported 300 yards south of LA at about 3,000 feet. An unidentified person, he commented, only in LA. And the FAA, law enforcement, they reported that they're looking into the report. So there you go.
That is
the Rocket Man, yes.
Insane.
Now the next one here, and we'll get through this one because this goes, again, James Bond. He resides in Great Britain. And Ricky, when I say Oxford, UK, what comes to your mind when you think of Oxford?
Well, Oxford University.
Exactly. It's prestigious. It's a very, just a very a well-mannered, very, I don't know. When I think of England and hear Oxford, I think of highbrow, high class.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely.
I mean, so, apparently they did a survey and, residents in the top university city breaks wind 23 times a day. Yeah, sorry. Stop it. Oh, one more time. Oh, okay. I can do. Okay. Oh, I'm cracking myself up.
You don't have to do all 23 right now. We have 150 images to get through tonight. We don't have time for you to break in 23 times.
So anyway, it triumphed basically compared to the average of 15 cities. It trumps other major cities, including Leeds, only 22 farts a day, Norwich on 21 farts a day. Sheffield came fourth with 17.5 daily farts.
Why does somebody keep track of this?
I don't know how you get a 0.5. Like a half a fart. Yes.
It's a squeaker.
That's not. And while Newcastle took fifth place with 17.4, I don't know how you, anyway. And basically Edinburgh 1693, London 16.9, Aberdeen at 16, Glasgow at 15, Manchester 13 were also the top 10 windiest cities. The least flagellant was Cardiff. Apparently they just 8 times a day, followed by Coventry only 9.6 a day, and then Bristol 10.3, and Nottingham 10.7, Southampton 10.8, and they were down on the bottom. They were down on the bottom. Isn't that funny? Yeah, so apparently a study by the Collective, which creates kefir cultured drinks and yogurts using fermented milk, found the average person also burps 10 times a day. I thought you wanted to know that.
How do they know this?
How
do they keep track of?
Well,
is
James,
there some guy following people around
with a meter, like one of the
fart meter?
Well, they're gonna have. I mean, they have to have like a wide web of devices everywhere.
Fart meter,
Exactly. So, but the findings reveal 90% of adults think a healthy gut is important to their general well-being, although 1 in 5 often suffer with indigestion. A health and fitness expert, Lucy Gornell, revealed that one of the key drivers behind an unhappy gut was stress. So I think that's pretty. She also added, I find people are embarrassed or ashamed to talk about disgusting digestion and gut. And it would be, I guess, basically bottom line, a healthy gut means a happy gut. And
there you go.
And so anyway, that's the stupid news. Let's get moving there. Let's hit it.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go that.
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
There's 100 images to roll past.
There we go.
This has been The Stupid News with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
All right.
And a Tiger King update.
Yeah. Okay, so we're done with that. Next.
I can smell that through the...
You can? Smell-o-vision?
Smell-o-vision. I can...
Smell-o-vision, that's right.
It's like we can smell it through the computer.
So we're going to talk about James Bond. That's right. And James Bond.
Exactly.
And basically it was So anyway, the creator, author of the books, Ian Fleming, he's the author of his first book was Casino Royale. And actually he was in naval intelligence in World War II, and he was behind a lot of the operations that were done by different units during World War II. Basically, a lot of assault units, a lot of kind of SOS officers, British Secret Service. So he's had a history knowing about the whole MI6, now today the MI6 James Bond type of history. So but anyway, he's wrote. Let's see here. He has wrote.
We do have Bond girls coming, Terrence.
Oh my goodness, I don't know how that got in there. If we get to him, but anyway, yes. So anyhow, yes, Ian Fleming. I mean, he is the author, and he has apparently a lot of history and background when it comes to the Secret Service.
That's pretty cool.
Her Majesty's Secret Service. Yeah. So, and I'm sure they embellish, of course, from his books, of course. But anyhow. But I think starting off of that, let's look at the different actors who played James. This is Fleming, and they actually have a BBC movie based off of Fleming's life, the man who would be Bond.
Interesting.
And so, I have not seen it, but I think it would be an interesting watch. But
so let's look at some Bonds.
Yes, look at some Bond, and
some of these surprised me. Go
ahead.
Full disclosure, I remember watching Bond movies when I was a kid on Saturdays, and they were Roger Moore Bond.
That's
That's what I grew up on, but I never was so into it. Like I'm not into it now. It's not, Bond is not a thing. Like I don't keep up with the latest stuff. So I'm super interested to hear more. Roger Moore was your favorite, Terrence?
Well, I was kind of like you. I grew up watching Roger Moore, and then it wasn't until later I realized there was Sean Connery. And there's an interesting story behind that, but I'll tell you that later on.
Okay. But we've got somebody even before that, right?
Yes. Actually, a guy by the actor named Barry Nelson in 1954. They actually did a TV version called Climax, which was based on Ivan Fleming's novel Casino Royale. Nelson never stepped back into the role, but it was outside of that single episode.
It was a TV show.
It was a TV show back in the 19. And actually, I think it was. I don't know if it was a series. It was just it was a series Climax. So,
Hey, Shad, welcome to the show.
Yes, he was a shimp. Yes, he was a shimp of Bonds. Yes, exactly. And so anyway, so that's Barry Nelson, and of course the one that we all know is Sean Connery. Sean Connery, and he basically, everybody thought he was the first Bond, and that's what I thought as well.
What I thought too.
I started doing research, and I'm thinking Barry Nelson. I've never heard of him. So there you go, a little bit of Sean Connery. He played in 1962, the 1967, 71, and then in 83. 83. That's interesting, and that's a story I want to tell about.
I was going to say, and there are other people that played.
Yes.
Bond in between.
Yes, and that's interesting, and I'll get into that story here in a bit. Remind me, though, because it's an interesting story. So our next Bond actor is, and now it's funny about this.
Simmons. I've never heard of Bob Simmons.
Okay, Bob Simmons was a stunt double for Sean Connery, but he played James Bond in the opening theme. Remember the guy, the shadow with the gun? That's him. Yeah. So, I mean, not really a Bond, but that's an interesting tidbit there.
So he's a bit of a Bond.
Exactly.
A bit of a Bond.
Yeah, not in a bind, but he's in a Bond. So, but anyway, I thought that was interesting. The next one is interesting to me. It's David Niven. Now,
really? Of all people, David Niven?
1967, they did Casino Royale, but it was, let's just say it was more of a spoof. Apparently, James Bond played David Niven's played a retired James Bond, and it was kind of in 1967. It was kind of, I mean, you had Peter Sellers in it, you had Woody Allen in it. It was kind of a campy portrayed. The critics didn't really go for it, but David Niven's actually, he could have played a younger version. He was younger. He could have played a James Bond. So, but anyway, I thought that was interesting that, he's not held high in esteem. David
Niven was in the Pink Panther movies.
Yes, exactly.
Which were, heist movies back in the day.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
The next one is he played James Bond only once, and I think it's one of the best James Bonds. George Lazenby in 1969.
Never heard of George Lazenby.
There's the movie called. It was 1969. On Her Majesty's Secret Service was the name of it.
Okay.
This was the movie where, if everyone's familiar with, the James Bond lore, where James Bond fell in love with this woman who was a spy, and they got married. And at the end, someone assassinates his wife. And that kind of turns Bond's life in a direction after that. But it was a really good Bond film. It had a lot, it was deep, it had a lot of meaning to it. This guy was a really good Bond. I'm not for sure why.
He only had one movie, huh?
Only had one movie. The critics gave it a positive review, but he never played another Bond film. And so, I thought that was interesting. And then the next one, the one we grew up with, Mr. Roger Moore.
Roger Moore, the classic. I like Roger Moore.
I do. I think later on in the 80s, it's got a little more campy to it. Okay. It was a little more campy, getting close to the end, Of course, I mean, come on, look at all the other Bond movies with the gadgets and the stuff that they have. But But yeah, Roger Moore, he played from 1972 to 1985.
Wow.
So that was a pretty good span of time. And and I think his
those are my formative years right there.
Yeah, that's right. Live and Let Die, which was
Live and Let Die.
That's right. Sorry. It was from Paul McCartney and the
Wings.
Wings, that's right. Yep. I was going to say Eagles. Sorry about that. Nope, Wings. And so that was a great movie, and I really liked that. So we're going a little fast because Ricky has a lot of photos. So we're if you have any questions,
I don't know,
please. Somebody
had all these photos for me to upload.
I don't know. I mean, not like James Bond has a whole lot of history, but
no, not at all.
No. So our next, most people don't remember, is Timothy Dalton.
I remember this, and it was a big controversy.
It was 1986 and 1994. He was my least favorite.
Yeah, I think most people didn't care for him.
Yeah, he was my least favorite. What's funny is, it's funny at that time. I'm going to give a little backstory. Timothy Dalton was up for the part, but they wanted to give it to Pierce Brosnan. And at the time, Bronson was playing Remington Steele on TV. So he already had a contract commitment, so he couldn't do it. And everybody thought, Pierce Brosnan would make the perfect Bond. And at the time, I thought the same thing because just his humor, his style, of course, that was also the 1980s. So anyway, So anyway, Pierce Brosnan later on, after Timothy Dalton stepped down, became the new James Bond. Colton was the Curly Joe of the Bond. Just a rough time to get through. That's funny. And of course, after, we all know who comes after that. Let's go with Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig, he is my favorite Bond. I never thought I would say that, but he is my favorite Bond. He's a great actor. He's a great actor. There's a movie that me and my wife saw on, I think it was Prime, or Netflix, one of the two, and it's called Knives Out.
Oh, yeah.
And
my daughter loves that movie.
It is awesome. You listen to him, he has more of a Southern accent, you wouldn't even know he was from England. And so really, I really like Daniel Craig. He is awesome. Yeah. We both have the same physique, which I think is awesome. And we both look good in the same suits. So that makes me...
There's that.
Yeah. So anyway, So
random comment. George Lazenby. He was the voice of Mr. Walker or King. Well, Mr. Walker and King in Batman Beyond TV show.
I did not know that.
Of all the odd things.
The odd things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't look and see what other films he might have been in. I think he was kind of a one-hit wonder on that.
He was in quite a few things, but it's just stuff you and I have probably never... Well, he was in Universal Soldier of all movies.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So all he was doing was he
did all these little parts. I'm just checking out because
that's interesting.
I'm always curious when I see somebody who's like that does something spectacular once and you never see them again. Like, well, what else were they in? I'm always curious.
But it looks like he's doing all these voice acting, and at his age, I think that's interesting because you think about it, how old he was back in maybe 67. He was probably in his 30s. I don't know how many
episodes he did, but he was in General Hospital.
Really?
In the 80s. Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, well, also too, speaking of Daniel Craig, his movie coming up is going to be his final farewell movie.
Yep.
And if you've seen all the movies, and really, if you're going to go see the new James Bond movie that's coming up, No Time to Die, I highly suggest that you watch the other ones. I know it's like really, but it really ties in a nice little bow, from my understanding of all the situations and relationship that leads up to this movie coming up. So gotcha. I would definitely watch all of them. They're really good. The one I was kind of not a big fan of was Quantum of Solace. I loved Casino Royale. Skyfall was awesome. Yeah. And I love Judi Dench. She plays M, and I think she is
amazing.
She is the best M there is, and she was the first female that played M. So
it was a great choice.
And M, basically, if you don't know, she's kind of in charge of MI6. She's the one in charge over the 007, the 00 agents. And interesting how you become a 00, you have to have at least 2 kills, and then you can be a 00 agent and have a license to kill.
So my question,
yes,
because I don't know the lore here. So to be a 00 agent, are there only 10 of them? Or are there only 9 of them? Or is there a 0015?
Well, when you get to a certain point, it starts going binary. So you start going, 001 000 001 1000. So anyway, it's confusing when you're trying to send somebody an assignment and you're supposed to like send them a little piece of paper because they're probably like 50 digits for that. But anyway, Casino Royale is my favorite. Royale and Skyfall. Spectra is a good one too. So, but I recommend, and I think Todd said the same thing, you need to watch all of them. Yeah. So, a reference to 009. Yeah, they had some different numbers that they mentioned through some of the shows. Agent 00.
I'm like, I was gonna say, is there a 000?
I think so.
Or 000? Is he
000,
like special?
Yes. He's
even more special.
He sits on the bench a lot. He's not really a big player. So anyway,
what else do we have? We have some bad guys. They all have bad guys. I have my bad guy beard.
You do. You kind of have that. Actually, you look like one of the people on here. We'll get to that person in a minute because, So, we're gonna do.
I don't know that I want to know which one.
Whoever comes first.
So who do we got first? We got Rosa.
Rosa, she was an agent to. Let's see here. I do not know. I had it right here somewhere.
Agent 000 Shilling.
Yes, that's me. That's right.
Good call.
Yes.
Sean Bean.
Sean Bean. Here we go. Yes, Rosa Klebb is basically, she was a Spectra agent. Okay. And Spectra is the name of the organization that's, MI6 finds himself always, coming against. She actually, apparently she was in the movie Doctor. Woman. Yeah, she was known in Dr. No. So
okay.
The next one is Lashreef. Yeah, that's right there.
It's French. I can't pronounce it.
Yes, I can't either. But he was in Casino Royale. And the next one is, let's see here, Saramanga. Okay. And that's Christopher Lee right there. Sir Christopher Lee is playing Francisco. Yes. He played in The Man with the Golden Gun alongside Roger Moore.
Gotcha.
And so he's a great Bond villain. The next one, Dr. No. Very well known. He laid the groundwork for many of the tropes that we see today in the Bond. Yes, so
petting kittens and
yes. The other one is Goldfinger himself, which was the actual first Bond movie. So So anyway, I think that's now. The next one is you. That's right.
Job.
Yeah, I thought he had a goatee. I thought that's why I was saying he was
have
you.
The Fu Manchu thing.
But I love this guy because his hat. He throws my gosh,
I loved his hat. I remember the scene. He's like showing off, and he like knocks the head off of the statue or something.
Now, next guy is an icon when it comes to Bond villains.
Yes,
Jaws.
Jaws was awesome.
And this was the fun. It was in the movie Moonraker, and someone says only James Bond can get away with fighting spies in space.
Exactly.
They had this one
space shuttle in this one.
Yeah, something like that, like a space station in there.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Yeah. The next one is Salva, which is I think he was in he was in Skyfall, and so yeah, he had the vendetta against M, played by Judi Dench.
Yeah.
The next one, Alec Trevelyan, or Alec. You pronounce that. I can't. There's Alec, all these foreign names I can't understand.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Next.
Knick-knack.
That's right, knick-knack. Look, boss, the plane.
I know.
The plane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot he was a bad guy in one of these movies.
Exactly, isn't it?
Which movie was that?
This was the, it was one with Roger Moore.
Oh, The Man with the Golden Gun.
Yes, The Man with the Golden Gun.
So funny.
And the next one, oh yeah, this one right here was in Roger Moore 2, Live and Let Die. He was, his name was, let's see here, holding the chicken. Oh yeah, he was Teehee. Yeah, Teehee.
Why does he have a chicken? I don't remember this guy.
I don't remember it too much.
Why does he have a chicken on his not hand?
Maybe he owns a George Foreman grill. I don't know. But
oh my gosh,
that I do not remember.
Let's move on.
The next one, yeah, he's a classic right there. This is Byron Samedi. Byron Samedi, yeah, from Live and Let Die. He was the witch doctor, the voodoo henchman of Kanga.
My friend, witch doctor.
And then the next one, he's from Russia with Love. Red Grant. And the next one, yes, she was the one in the Secret Service that killed Bond's wife in Her Majesty's Secret Service. So that was a good one there. And the next one is apparently he is one of the biggest Bond villains. And what's funny, you see the guy on the right. He actually is today's version, and and apparently it's in the trailers where Bond meets up with him again. You know, he's a captain. He's a prisoner, and somehow in the line he says, and this is Blofeld is his name, I'm guessing. Blofeld. I can't. And anyway, he basically he tells Bond that we have the same enemy, so we can work together, which is interesting because
Dr.
Evil.
Exactly.
That's exactly Dr. Evil. Did 7-Up commercials. That's right.
Crisp
and clean. No caffeine. That is awesome. And that's your Bond villains, my friend.
Great villain. Bond had some great villains. Some of them were a little campy, but especially in the 80s. I mean, I gotta admit, Roger Moore had some campy bad guys.
Oh yes, he did.
but they were fun.
But I think he had the campiest gadgets as well.
He did.
I mean,
are we jumping to gadgets, or are we going to go through Bond girls first?
What do you want to do? You want to do
I
Bond?
Don't care.
I mean, we do Bond.
Girls are next in line.
Okay. But Bond down with the stacks for the heli. That's right. Yeah.
He survived apparently.
Well,
either that or this is before that.
That's probably before.
See, this is like Doctor Who with no explanation, okay? This is what James Bond is. It's Doctor Who with no explanation for why it's a different person.
Yeah.
It just is, and you just accept it.
Most of the time,
in Doctor Who, they bothered to explain why we have a new actor.
Exactly. Well, you know, there's always a mantle to pass, and it always seems like there's like a reboot or a revival of a new James Bond. But I can see where you say that, because I mean, where do you jump in? Kind of like what I ask you at Doctor Who. Where do I jump in? So, where
would you if somebody wasn't a Bond person? Where would you tell them to jump in?
You know, actually, they can jump in with Daniel Craig.
Okay.
His
first movie,
and just watch his movies, and it really picks up a lot of the movies from the past. Okay. And the acting is really good. So, For Your Eyes Only, that's good. Oh yeah, For Your Eyes Only. Yes. Yeah.
I will say, above all, Bond movies have the best theme songs ever.
The intros, the
intros are amazing.
Now I'm going to tell a little story. I remember long ago, I forget, maybe 12, and I went to with my parents, and we went to the Bahamas, in Nassau, Bahama. Okay. And we stayed in this hotel, and I can't remember the name of it. It looked just across from the beach. And down on the beach, there was like this, this gazebo down there. for drinks and stuff like that. But there's nobody there. So I went up to the very top floor, which I wasn't supposed to. I went up in the penthouse, looked around, and there's this room that looked like it's being renovated. And it's weird. So later on that week, I go down. I wanted to take a look at this gazebo that's out in the ocean where they serve drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it says on there, for your eyes only. So I thought as a kid, well, I guess I'm not supposed to touch,
Yeah.
Not knowing a year later that was used in For Your Eyes Only with Sean Connery. Now you ask, why did Sean Connery play in, what was it, 1984 since somebody else was playing?
Yeah.
Well, they took Warner Brothers, which somehow, I don't know how they had the rights to do it, but they basically had Sean Connery play a retired James Bond who came back into service. Sean Connery did, which really was weird because during that time, all I knew was Roger Moore. And I'm thinking, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And this doesn't even fit in with all the other stuff that's going on. I didn't know the Sean Connery back in the 60s.
Yeah.
So I was thought.
And by then he had the beard and everything.
And they couldn't do the theme song to James Bond because it was owned by, was it United Artists?
Oh, yep, possibly.
Yeah, so there's some stuff they couldn't use in the movie because it wasn't
interesting.
Yeah, but Warner Brothers were able, for some reason, they were able to use the James Bond brand, but there's some things they couldn't use because it wasn't owned by them. Yeah, so I had no clue. I thought Your Eyes Only was just a sign for me not to touch it. So
yeah.
And I remember seeing the movie with my dad the following year, and I saw the scene, and I thought, you got to be kidding me. So anyway,
that's funny. That's a cool story.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
That's a cool story.
Yeah, let's go Bond Girl and let's see what's going on there.
All right.
We're going to do this pretty quickly because
Bond girls have such weird names.
They do. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we need to watch Todd on this one because he'll make some comments. So
I'm sure there will be lots of comments coming.
Yes, we'll probably get shut down. But Adrienne Anders, apparently she played in The Man with the Golden Gun with Roger Moore. Next is, her name is Octopussy.
Why is that her name?
In the movie Octopussy, yes.
Imagine that.
It was a very ridiculous name, and Maud Adams was the actress who played Octopussy. And so anyway, the next one is Tracy Bond. This is
the wife?
This was the wife on Her Majesty's Secret Service. And so anyway, they got married.
Watch that movie.
It's a good one. I like that one.
You know where you can stream it? Is it on Netflix or anything?
I know Netflix has a few Bond movies that they have because of the film coming up, but I don't know if they have that particular one or not.
I have to look it up.
But this is Honey Rider from Dr. No. Yes, Honey Rider from Dr. No. Yes. The next one is Tatiana Romanoff from Russia with Love.
Tatiana.
Now, before we go to the next one,
is the most Russian. This is the most stereotypical female Russian name you could ever have.
Okay, before we go to the next one, we need to censor Todd. Somehow block him from making comments.
Todd, no comments. Shall we?
Yes.
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 Why is that a thing? Why? How does that get past anybody?
Well, especially in the 1960s, but apparently, but the English has funny names, like, have you been served? They use that. They use that name all the time. It has a different reference, but they do it as an innuendo.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the
British have innuendo built into their lives. I don't know what the deal is.
Basically in their DNA. So anyway, we're gonna. Before Todd says anything, we're going to move to the next one. And a mausolea.
I'm not even going to try.
Anyway, The Spy Who Loved Me. The next one.
Insert
comments here. That is funny.
Nice. Todd did comment, by the way.
Did he comment?
Yeah. Goldfinger, really? I can't say anything.
Oh.
If the Bond girl doesn't have a crazy innuendo name, then the name of the movie is an innuendo itself.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Then we have Mayday.
Mayday, View to a Kill. Yeah.
What a lame name.
Yes, I know.
Still.
Grace Jones.
Grace Jones was awesome.
Yeah.
But still.
Well, the 80s. Come on, man. It's the 80s.
It was.
That's the way it was. And this was from A View to a Kill. And then this is from Xena Anatop, which I totally made up.
On a top, really? On
a top. Oh, man. I didn't even realize that. Oh, man. I just now caught that.
Really? Oh my gosh!
I'm glad I didn't put this any particular order because it could have gone bad really quick. I already have. And this is Vasper. Is it Lindy or Lind?
Lind, I think.
Yeah, it's Vasper Lind, Casino Royale. This is the reason why you want to. This
is why you watch Casino Royale.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, this is a really good story, and well, I want to ruin it, but it's a really good movie.
She had control issues.
She did have control issues. Yes. Anyway.
Hey, Timothy, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Yes. And the next one is not really a Bond girl, but it's Moneypenny in Skyfall.
Oh my gosh.
And the next one is Jill Masterson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she Goldfinger. And that is our Bond girls. So now the next one you probably will have some. The next one is probably the funnest thing. Is the oh no, that's not it. But okay, we'll do that.
Oh wait, what?
No, you're right. Let's go ahead and do that. No, let's do that.
This is the M's.
These are the M's. Yeah, Bernard Lee, 62 to 79. Robert Brown. These are the characters' name, not the actors.
Yeah. Right.
License. Yeah, no love for Jinx. Judy.
Sorry.
Judi Dench.
Dame Judi Dench is amazing.
Yes, and then Ralph Fiennes plays in Skyfall and Spectre also. That's why you should watch these in order and before you see the new one.
Judi Dench kind of skips in between there.
She is the best M, and if anything, you'll see a relationship. Almost this motherly relationship, very stern motherly relationship.
She's a great actress.
She is. Everything she does is really good. Yeah, Judy is. Yeah, yeah.
I've never seen her in anything I didn't like.
That's right, Timothy. I really like her.
I know on our British show a few weeks ago, I mentioned a show. Just in passing, I mentioned As Time Goes By.
Yes,
that's her show.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I agree, Todd.
She's great.
She is awesome. So each one, I mean, that's, I kind of wanted to do yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's the only, and that's right, in the books, M did care for Bond, in a more, in this one, more of a motherly type, maternal kind of way. And Judi Dench, out of all the M's, that relationship between the two of them, has been the best. So anyway, I just wanted to cover that a little bit. But
now we got some cues.
We have some cues, which is pretty interesting. And some people don't realize some of the actors who play Q, which Q means quartermaster. And they're the ones in charge of giving Bond some of the most innovative weapons. Peter Burton was in Dr. No, 1962. Desmond, I can't see that.
Lulian?
Yeah,
Lulian.
He is the one that most people remember because he's played in 63 to 99.
Wow, he played in a bunch of them.
John Cleese actually played in...
I didn't realize.
Yes.
I don't remember Die Another Day. I'm sure I saw it at some point. But I so don't remember John Cleese being...
Exactly. Yeah, I forgot all about it until I started doing research, and I said, John Cleese? Which one is this? So
funny.
Desmond was amazing. I like Desmond, yes.
Desmond was awesome.
Yeah. I had a current photo of him, but I don't know if it's there or not, just because it's kind of one of those deals where most people will recognize him in this photo here because this is probably the most recent as far as when he was alive. So, yeah.
Oh, Terrence said it's pronounced Llewellyn, and I think he's right. Desmond Llewellyn.
Yes. So, and then Ben Whishaw, he is basically the
latest.
Yeah, the latest there. So,
what do you think of him? He looks like a little kid.
Yeah, at first he kind of reminded me of a Moss at first, but and I wish it was Moss. I wish it was that actor Moss from the. Yeah, wouldn't that be great if it was Moss? Richard.
I can't remember his last name.
Yeah, from the IT crowd. That'd be awesome.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, Gleason brought a lot of humor to it, and it was really funny. And I loved some of the best scenes is where Bond goes down to Q's laboratory, and they go down there, and of course you see all of Q's, the people that
gadgets and stuff.
Yeah, he has all his people, all his minions making these gadgets and stuff, and some things are working and some things are not, and they'll have like a life jacket on one that actually blows up and kills the mannequin.
We've got a bunch of gadgets. You want to go through some gadgets real quick?
Let's go through some gadgets, man. This is some good stuff. As the kids say, he was meh.
Meh. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good to know. So the spike umbrella.
Yes, that
is frightening.
That is frightening. I don't know. Yeah, in the scene, it closed and cuts the mannequin's head off. So I'm not for sure how that would be useful as a spy in case your enemy is in the rain.
Say, you'd have to give your enemy the umbrella.
Yeah,
and have them use it.
The watches are great.
Yep.
And the next one,
bagpipe flamethrower. Of all things.
Yes,
I did not watch this one. I've never seen this one.
I have not. I seen it, but I've forgotten about it. It's funny because Austin Powers did all these parodies, and there was they called him the Big Bastard, which he was a big heavy guy, and he was anyway, that was fun for TV.
Some of these you don't even have to make fun of.
You don't. I mean, it's
ridiculous
nothing ever
on
beats
their own.
Yes, Shad, we have the cars coming up.
If we can get to the cars, we're going to get to the cars. So let's blow through these.
Okay,
false fingerprints. That's pretty cool.
Yes,
actually.
This is on her. Yes, there's a safe cracking copy machine.
Copy machine.
That's right. The next one. This was a shark inflating pellet from Live and Let Die. He basically
sharks.
Basically he put it in his mouth, and basically in the clip it inflates the guy, his body, and it goes out of the pool, and it's basically up in the air, and then he just explodes because he inflates so much that his flesh goes everywhere. That's good stuff. Yes, toothpaste bomb, license to kill.
Yeah.
Bagpipe guy was from Oxford. This is pretty cool. Contra Solace, which is the multi-screen table.
Oh,
multi-touch,
there you go.
Yeah. Yes, this is Roger Moore.
Oh, yeah. Little helicopter. The invisible car.
Yeah, this was one of the... I couldn't believe this one. This is one of the corniest ones. Invisible cloak car. Yes. Camera ring. That sounds like a Bond type of thing. Yeah.
It's so funny. Some of these things really exist today.
This is pretty cool. Back in Moonraker, this was...
Yep.
Yeah. This is cool.
You got to watch.
Yeah, you can basically turns into a saw. So this is funny. Radio broom.
Radio broom.
And that's M right there. That's the guy we were talking about. Yeah.
His disguise.
Yeah. I know. And that was kind of the trope. It was actually, Roger Moore was kind of making fun of him. He says, "I can't even tell who you are. You're so well disguised." Yes, and the professional. I love the laser watch right there. Yeah.
Yep. And here's one of the cars.
Oh, actually,
the Lotus Esprit submarine.
Yes.
Classic car.
Classic car.
The robot dog.
Yes.
Hey, that's a Doctor Who thing.
It looks like it. And yes, the seagull. Yes, the seagull snorkel suit. Basically, there was a seagull on his head. Kept him in disguise.
I forgot about that. It's so sad. Why is there a seagull just
it's this, I don't know.
walking on the water? Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. And there's crocodile. That's my favorite. That is my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
What's out of your damn mind?
Yes.
And we just go with it.
Yeah, and it was serious. It was serious.
Ridiculous thing, and you just go, "Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense."
Yeah, I was reading an article, all the things that only James Bond can get away with, and this was one of them. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, trick briefcase. That's standard.
Yeah, I can see that. Every spy should have that. That is the ghetto
blaster.
I bet that was in the 80s. Yeah, 1987, of course. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The Ericsson phone shocker.
Hey, you'd be fun. You'll notice when you watch through the Daniel Craig movies that Sony is being subliminally promoted from laptops, the phones.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I mean, every movie has their placement.
But it's so obvious. That's the thing. Oh yes.
I know.
And here we go with the cars. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Is beautiful. I love Aston Martins. They all are gorgeous.
When I think James Bond, that's the car I think of.
Yes, absolutely. Although he did have several other cars. And we'll get to those if we have time.
He did.
Hey, the jetpack. Hey, maybe the guy in the jetpack that the airplane saw.
Yeah, I know, the same guy.
Maybe it was James Bond.
It could have been. I mean, Sean Connery doesn't have anything better to do. Can you believe this? This
hovercraft gondola.
Really?
Why does that need to be a thing? It doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't
at all. We laser watch. We had laser watch twice.
Yeah, we had that. So
the pocket rat trap. That's just funny.
I mean, you just need a mouse-trap. I mean, that's really what it is.
That's all it is.
Oh my goodness.
The BMW. What was this? Invulnerable BMW.
Yes. Okay. Basically, yeah. And then this is the
remote control car.
It's the same. Yeah. I love this one. Yeah. Yeah. Literally, cigarettes will kill you in this one. Yeah.
Literally. Well, we're down to the cars if we want to do cars.
Do we want to? Let's do the cars. I think the cars are a fave here.
Okay. Let me do something real quick, and this might jack something up. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, we're always doing stuff. Oh, by the way, I didn't show this one. Remember, I did the Oxford farts. You know. What? Remember, we did the stupid news on Oxford and the farts.
Oh yes.
I forgot to do my meme on the end that I created. Let me show it real quick. There we go. All right, I'm proud of that one. Now I can go away now.
Good job. Okay,
yes, thank you.
So let's go into some cars.
Okay.
So the Bentley Mark IV.
Yes, from Russia with Love.
That is a gorgeous car.
Isn't that beautiful?
And a Ford Mustang. Now, it's a Mach 1 Ford Mustang. I don't remember this.
I don't either. Diamonds are forever,
that doesn't even make... I wouldn't even think of this being a Bond car, but
I wouldn't think so.
Although it's a great car.
I mean, Ford must, say, hey, this is how much money we want to give you to put a car in there. I mean, that's what's happening. I mean, that's the deal. Oh,
absolutely. That's what all are. Now, the Lotus Esprit is a gorgeous car.
And that's the one that goes underwater.
Yes.
Yes. At least in the Bond films.
Yeah. The Sunbeam.
That's an awesome. looking
the
car.
Alpine.
Yeah, I like that one.
Great looking little car. I didn't realize this was a Toyota.
I didn't know that either until I started looking up.
2000 GT.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, 67, a Toyota in 67. That's a gorgeous looking car.
Isn't it?
I would never have guessed that was a Toyota.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Me neither.
And then the Aston Martin Vantage Volante.
1987.
I just love Aston Martins.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. Then we have, hold on. Then we have the AMC Hornet.
Yeah, of all cars.
That's
yes.
unfortunate.
Yes, that's yeah.
That is unfortunate. Oh, hold on. I have to switch things. And then another Aston Martin Vanquish. And this is a gorgeous Vanquish.
Isn't that nice? Oh, that's awesome.
The 2002. Oh,
man.
I so want an Aston Martin someday.
Oh, man.
They're just pretty to look at. Even if I never drove it.
Just look at it.
Just go out in the garage and look at it.
Take photos with it.
BMW, I could do without.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
750.
Or the Dukes of Hazzard, the General Lee. That's what it looks like. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what it looks
the
like.
Aston Martin DB5.
Man.
One more time. Is a great car.
The Hornet was fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
We're to the next. I forgot. That's the end of the cars.
Yeah. Well, real quick.
We may be at the end of the show. I don't know.
Yeah, we may be. Just real quick. One thing I wanted to emphasize that James Bond, in the 1950s, Westerns were a big deal. And then sci-fi came up. But in the 60s, when James Bond came out, it was like an explosion. And you had all these shows and movies that took off. And so we went all secret agent man. So let's blow through us.
Secret agent man.
Get smart. Get smart
comedy.
Is comedy. Yeah.
Agent. Man from U.N.C.L.E. I
That's
remember
right.
this one, but I didn't really watch it.
Yeah, Hammy Cavell, they made a reboot of it. They made a movie of it. So
yeah. And then this. Remind me of what this one
does
is.
it not say that on there? Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. Yep.
Yes.
And then we've got the Avengers. I loved the Avengers.
Avengers, great.
The Avengers was great. I'm sure there were reruns when I was watching them, but I loved it. I Spy. I never got to see this one.
It gave me, with all the stuff that happened with Bill Cosby, it gives me a whole new understanding of I Spy. But anyhow,
the Saint,
and Roger Moore. This is before he became James Bond, and he was playing a TV secret agent. I thought that was interesting. The Saint, the Wild Wild West. The reason I put that on there is actually they're agents. Basically, they're Western agents.
Remington
Steele.
Chuck. I never watched Chuck.
I didn't either, but I've read some information, and
Not
it's all about it. It's all about a nerd becoming a secret agent. Yeah,
we should check that out.
Yeah, I know.
Archer is another kind of comedy weird thing that exists.
Yes, it's not safe for kids.
Nope.
Burn Notice. I love Burn Notice. I know Todd was talking to me about it, and Burn Notice is awesome. It's a great show. Alias. I put that up there for my wife because she likes Alias. I knew if I didn't put that in there, I'd get in trouble.
Now, this next one I'm questioning.
I put that in there because they're agents.
Because
they're secret agents.
Right up there with Agent Carter.
Agent Carter. Their agent has agent in the name. I knew that was going to be kind of up in the air, so I thought, let's go in there and have some fun. And the Americans, which again is about
It's kind of the opposite way here.
Yeah, the Americans, basically, they are two secret agents from Russia who basically, they're planted in the United States.
Yeah.
And they act like they're good American citizens, but they're spying for the Russians.
Yeah.
So anyway.
What about Spooks?
It's supposed to be a kind of a spin-off of the BBC MI. Is it MI6 or MI5?
I was about to say, is this a British show? This looks
like a British show. This is BBC, yeah.
I can just... I don't know what it is.
You can just see it, yeah.
You just see the way they do their posters.
Yeah.
You go, that's a British show.
It's always that, and this MI5, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hadn't seen it, but I've heard about it, so... That's it on that. And
Man,
as far as
a lot of Bond.
That's a lot of Bond. We had a lot of bonding going on right now, didn't we?
A lot tonight.
Man. Well, I think we exhausted the Bond that we can do. I think
probably.
I will say one
Timothy
thing.
Left us. Thanks for watching, Timothy.
Yes. I think we're going to call it a night. I think so. But again, if you're going to see the new movie coming out. With James Bond, No Time to Die, I highly recommend you watching the other 4 movies before that. So,
the other Daniel Craig.
Yes, Terrence, we bonded. That's right. What other show can you bond with your hosts? You can't.
You can't bond with your hosts like that.
That's right. You can't not, I think we should really leave on close. That note anyway, yeah.
I feel really close.
I do.
Almost as close as those fancy underwear from earlier.
Yes, I know. And they don't bind, but they do bond. Anyways, we should go on that note.
And on that, let's end.
Yes. Hey, everyone.
This has been the Something About Something podcast with your host, Mr. Mike Shelley.
And the money penny of my James Bond, Mr. Ricky Pope. You like that?
I liked that. That was fun.
That was fun. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Good time.